The 2017 BMW i8 two-seat coupe will glean audience of gawkers for its exterior examinations, which are likely obliterate the importance of its plug-in hybrid powertrain and advanced arrangement. The observers making selfies with its affecting fowl wing doors as they swivel up and away beyond the roof cable ought to be equally revering of BMW's technical wizardry. Are available at 3 trim levels known as Mega World, Giga World, and Tera World. The i8 is a unique box of advanced engineering and stunning design. For 2017, the only change is the addition of a vivid protonic red edition, the first hot color added to the palette of lily white, white-haired, black, and other subdued manners. This even more noticeable version of the i8 has accents in frozen gray, specifically polished silver rotates, and many trim embellishments that include cherry red upholstery highlightings, white-haired seatbelts, and a few special edition descriptions. For formerly, the electrifying attention sugar motto in the i8's commerce isn't much of a stretch. From the front, the BMW i8's layout has conventional twin-kidney grilles, but elements unique to the BMW i sub-brand provide the majority of members of its elegance, including startling wing-like fins at the rear, a groove between the high and low rear bodywork, and bright blue trim accents in some emblazons. The 20-inch rotates and tires are a bit larger than most adversaries, but give the i8 a tight look. Inside, ultra-modern positions blend with more recognizable the case of components and substitutions from other BMWs. Odd substances include reclaimed timber veneer and cloths with recycled fiber material. Both front inhabitants sit low-toned, with a moving device pod in front of the operator. The 2 nominal rear accommodates are fruitless for anything but a knapsack or 2. Be noted the i8's most contoured lightweight accommodates cozy for most inhabitants, though the tall tunnel for the artillery bundle anatomies a large divider between them. Design aside, it's the running gear and figure construction that oblige the i8 unique. When's the last era such impressive coupe grew with a 3-cylinder engine, or a bill rope to push it into the wall? The stated operation is to respond to the world's need for a new era of sustainable accomplishment. BMW does. The most high-tech boasts may be the car's structure. In fact, the figure eggshell is construct of carbon fiber reinforced plastic, and is attached to an aluminum flattening chassis that absorbs crash force and carries the powertrain. That powertrain consists of 2 separate bits, one per axle. Up front, an electrical machine strengthens the rotates, fed by a liquid-cooled lithium-ion artillery bundle with a usable force capacity of about 5 kWh. At the rear, a high-output turbocharged 3-cylinder drives the rear rotates. Starting the i8 almost a mid-engine vehicle, it can run alone on energy, as a sporty composite, or with both controlling together for maximum accomplishment. It's known as a through-the-road composite, with each mode of propulsion coordinated via domination software but not mechanically connected, even when they are used together for maximum accomplishment or to support all-wheel drive. BMW's 1.5-liter 3-cylinder engine is now picturing up in a variety of vehicles, mostly minis, but the i8 had it first, and it still has the most powerful version. It's rated at 228 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque, and it drives the rear rotates through a 6-speed manual transmission. The front electric machine is rated at 96 kilowatts, 131 horsepower, and 184 pounds-feet of torque. It was able to superpower the car alone and accelerates up to 75 miles per hour. The i8's all-electric wonder is among the lowest for plug-in composites, but while the EPA frequencies it at 15 miles, BMW does its maxi mode setting, which dials down the entertaining quotient, may provide up to 22 miles. On the other goal of the scale, it adds a sort of increase that adds the engine to work in the high-performance sport mode. Driving establishes and modes bristle, in fact, as well as 3 driving modes: Maxi mode, Comfort, and Sport and Eco Pro function can be overlaid on the first 2, causing energy efficiency in range by capping acceleration and other energy uses. The default Comfort mode uses each powertrain or both in a more effective way, rolling essentially as a composite once the artillery is sapped. When rolling as a gasoline composite, the BMW i8 gets a gas efficiency rating of 28 miles per gallon, decent for a high-performance sport coupe. The EPA frequencies the i8 at 76 mph when rolling on electric power. Merely mph, or miles per gallon equivalent, quantifies the interval a gondola can hurdle on the amount of energy contained in 1 gallon of gasoline. In daily expend, the i8 can motor quietly around township at very low rapidity in all-electric mode. On the roadway, its normal mode is an effective and efficient hybrid, and if the operator opts for sport mode, it gets louder and quicker, storming up slopes and around bends in a sort of supercar-like fashion. It's most comfortable as a touring car, and it's not an all-outline racer. For 2017, the BMW i8 beginning at more than $140,000, including a mandatory $995 bringing and administering cost, that introduces it into a rarefied sector of costly two-seat accomplishment vehicles. Last place time, BMW has received federal endorsement to offer the world's first laser headlights as an optional replacing for high-standards LED headlights. They're stunningly good, demonstrating as close to a daylight spread of interval eyesight as we've ever seen in a car. Do more than a small handful of six-figure sport coupe purchasers even care about gas efficiency and sustainability? We see the BMW i8 would sell as well unless it is powered by coal, but its advanced engineering, innovative substances, and lightweight make it a high-tech icon. We suspect the company will sell each of them it was able to make. The 2017 BMW i8 was put in its fourth simulate time, but anyone who understands it for the first time still extends wide-eyed and usurps some kind of awesome celebrity. Its determinant is that of a classic sport coupe, but the details make it stand out. Drive one, and you'll be swamped by selfie-taking onlookers and a deluge of questions. We see the examine will be remarkable for years to come. It looks great, inside and out, and is remarkable in our eyes. The i8 aced our styling test. BMW made a low-toned, fastback profile with short overhangs and swerved it up to 11 by contributing wing doors, known in German as Flügeltür, that hinge from the windshield pillar and jive upwards. Open the doors, front hood, and rear decklet, and the i8 takes on almost raptor shape, looking as though it's about to swoop from the sky and grab a small child or two for lunch. Its items are the interests of the BMW i sub-brand styling language. The determinant is sculpted to emphasize its horizontal lines despite a moderately tall posterior and slab-sided bodies behind the rear rotate archways. The figure wraps tautly around tall 20-inch rotates, and BMW repeats a drag coefficient of 0.26, within a couple of points of the low-tone goal of the scale. Groove between high and low bodywork becomes apparent, as the waistline of the car moves back in the various regions of the crowns of the rear fenders. A unique pair of restricted fins straight lull the way from the ceiling runway to the back fringes of the deck lid, which wraps over them to form an open tunnel on both sides. As the car's upper figure shrinks toward the rear, it's an effect found on no other gondola in the world, and futuristic in a way that no other label has even attempted. It's all in the service of lowering aerodynamic draw, which exhausts more force above 30 miles per hour than propelling the car does. The i8 is still far from monochromatic. Bright blue-blooded accents spotlit the BMW face of twin-kidney grille openings. The parts of the i8's front, rear, and door sills that aren't figure color are glistening piano black. Those accents may sound visually cacophonous, but it all hangs together remarkably well and ensures you'll never misstep the i8 for any other vehicle, though it's appropriately functional and intuitive. The i8's interior is far less avant-garde. The scoot layout is predictable, sans the raw fiber-impregnated plastic and unvarnished open-port timber skin deeps of its i3 little brother. Despite unique touches, the cowl over the instrument not behind the rotate has only one open top. For instance, the i8 is still much recognizable as a BMW from behind the rotate than is the almost Scandinavian austerity of the little i3's cabin. The blue accents even extend to a delicious optional, adjust of bright blue seatbelts and LED igniting inside the compartment. The i8's layered dashboard layout and moving center screen nod to the i3, but they won't startle purchasers of the more expensive conventional BMWs. Upholstery in the test gondola we drove was a beautiful mix of Tuscan black skin, with matte silver accents that judiciously spotlit attribute positions that sweep through the scoot to produce a visual elegance, as expected for a six-figure price tag. The black soft-touch plastics on the scoot and other touchscreen deeps volunteer a premium feel. The design themes of the BMW i8 come off quite differently depending on whether the exterior color is silver, charcoal, or black, since the latter two oblige the piano black constituents simply vanish into the general determine. All in all, the shape of the BMW i8 is coherent, unique, and fresh. Especially its exceptional but successful blue accent therapy. It's one of the most successful designs on the market today.